This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Arvada, Colorado. I am here at Precision Seamless Gutters. Since 2005, this family-owned and operated company has been providing the highest quality craftsmanship and service in gutter installations, repairs, all along the Front Range. I'm here with the president, owner. Let's start off a little bit about yourself, Chad. You decided to raise a family here in Colorado. Obviously love our great state. Share with me a little bit how it is you got involved in this line of work.
Years ago, I was in the home improvement business. I was an interior trimmer, a carpenter. Had a roommate in the gutter business. I said, hey, I need a job. Things kind of went south during 9/11. Things kind of went south, and I got involved with him, worked for a great Colorado company, another Colorado company. Don't see them as competition, see them as people out here doing the same thing I am. And I said, hey, I think we can do this. I can do this on my own. Kind of broke off. That's usually how small business starts. As a guy that just has a dream, gets out on his own, and here we are today.
Here we are today. Let me ask you this. Obviously, a home is one of the largest investments most of us will ever make. We do everything we can to make sure that we protect that home. We all know what a roof does in protection of our home, but why don't you share with us how the role of a gutter takes place in protecting our home as well?
It's quite simple. It just gets the water away from the foundation. We are able to channel the water in certain directions. If you have water coming down in this particular area of your home and it's not a good idea, whether it's a window well or just other foundational issues, we channel the water from coming down around the entire perimeter of the home, and we take it to key locations in corners of the house, and we pretty much tell the water where we want it to go. And it's away from sidewalks, it's away from driveways, it's wherever it's problematic, and we just force it in other areas and tell it where to go.
Excellent. I would like to educate the consumers a little bit out there. The two different types of gutters that there are, really. Let's start off, first of all, with sectional gutters. What is that?
Sectional gutters is a thing of the past. It's something where you walk into Home Depot and you buy these 10-foot sections. Very rarely is a gutter as the eave of a roof less than 10 feet, so you're going to need to tie those 10-foot sections together. You're going to need to create seams, and at those seams are always problematic. It just became a problem over the years, so people were able to come up with a seamless roll-forming system that created what we have today as a seamless gutter system.
So the seam, actually, within the seamless, it takes place right at the downspout or at the corner? How does that work?
No, the entire run. If you have an eave of your house, if one side of your house is 50 feet, 60 feet, 160 feet, we can run that piece of gutter in one section, eliminating all the seams. Now you take that 160-foot piece. Granted, none of us have a 160-foot house. Say you did. I'm just using it as an example. 10-foot sections, you got 16 seams right there. So let's bring it back to something smaller. That's actually something that we can all relate to. A 50-foot run. I see those every day. 5 seams in that piece. 5 potential leaks. 5 potential problems down at the foundation of the house.
Interesting. Now, what about the actual width of the gutter itself? 5-inch, 6-inch? Does that matter when people are deciding what to put on their home?
Absolutely. The bigger the roof line is, the more water that's coming off the roof line. The bigger the house, the style of roof plays a huge part in what size gutter you're gonna need. For years, 4-inch gutters were the standard across the board. From New York to California, that was the standard. As we started realizing that, number one, we can do larger, and finding out that the need is there. So 5-inch gutters have become the standard. Again, from California to New York, it has become the standard. But there are homes out there, bigger gutters to accommodate their bigger home with more water coming off of them.
Speaking of the need is there, how does that fit into Colorado? I mean, obviously we get a lot of rain in the summertime, quite a bit of snow, runoff. What do you guys recommend if budget will allow?
Oh wow, I'm so glad you asked. We live in a very unique climate where we catch snow as it snowed out today. We catch a lot of snow, and then tomorrow the sun is blazing. That roof is the snow is melting off the roof at large amounts. It's coming down real good. Having a bigger gutter is definitely a good idea.
One of the things I see also with, like you say, basically sectional is something you can go into the big top store and buy. It's also limited to the type of material. Seamless gutter comes in quite a bit different materials anymore. Why is that important for the consumers when they're deciding?
It's very important because of snow loads. That's a huge determining factor in our climate. Aluminum had become a standard. When the industry started switching over to a 5-inch gutter, the industry also switched over into aluminum. That's just what the commodity business had allowed at that time. Things shifted into that business because before then it was steel. Went into the aluminum. It's non-corrosive. Everybody's had a rusty gutter. Everybody wants aluminum. They think non-corrosive. However, aluminum has a tendency to fail under weight. So we have the industry in Colorado specifically has shifted over into a galvalume, where we have really streamlined ourselves right into it. We have found that we enjoy working with it, and it's a far better product from what aluminum was once upon a time. Both are non-corrosive, so we can offer that to all of our customers. However, we are able to give the strength of steel, which aluminum doesn't have. Aluminum is not nearly as strong as steel, so being able to offer the galvalume product, it's the best of both worlds. Non-corrosive, and it's got the strength of steel.
Wonderful. So obviously a lot of this has to determine with a person's budget out there. You guys go out and do an estimate. I imagine you're looking at how tall the structure is, how many linear feet all the way around, even the pitch of the roof, the slope of the roof. Are these all things that demand more material and also demand more probably risk to the labor force?
Absolutely. With a more of an aggressive pitched roof, meaning a steeper roof, having a larger gutter, particularly with a tile roof up.
As far as snow, I mean, one day it's cold as heck, the next day the sun's out, and then we've got a lot of downpour there. A lot of times the snow stays on the gutter for a long amount of time, a lot of weight. Once again, you said that basically aluminum doesn't hold up very well to the weight of snow. So do you find people shifting over to this newer material?
What it really comes down to a proper installation. If the water is not evacuating the gutter like the system is designed to, the system will hold water. It will then freeze. It gets heavy. Water is liquid weight. It's heavy. We all know that. A gallon is 7 pounds. When you put 100 gallons of water, that is not evacuating the system. The system becomes very heavy. And then you have a tendency of everything coming down off the roof. An aluminum system will tear. Steel is less likely to do something like that. So it really comes down to who you work with as a contractor. You really got to be careful on who you pick out, because if your gutters are not functioning properly, and again evacuating that water out of the gutter like it was supposed to, you're going to have problems. So
interesting. Your team basically is well versed. They're the experts in seamless. You go out and do new installs all along the Front Range. What about somebody who has a gutter system in place but it's not optimal? I mean, it needs redone. What about a gutter replacement? Is that something you guys are able to go out and do as well?
Every day. That's our business. That's what we do. We do a lot of new construction, but it's actually probably 20% of our business. We answer the phones all day, every day. That is the majority of our business. We work with homeowners every day. We have systems for every budget. We work on the 100-year-old home in Denver to the 5-year-old roof up the road that needs new gutters for whatever reason it is. That is we enjoy working with people. That's the service that we have.
A professionally installed system obviously is designed to last years, but yet at the same time, these are not maintenance free. What about your team coming out and actually cleaning gutters, making sure they're working optimally? Is that something you're able to provide as well?
Yes. Yes, it's a big part of the system working correctly. In order to warranty the system, we offer great warranties on it. In order to warranty that, the system has got to be clean. As you said, it is not a maintenance-free system. People believe that it is. I've seen gutters that haven't been cleaned in 10 years, and people, America, please clean your gutters. If not, we will be out there replacing them at some point or another. It is in order for that optimal performance out of your gutter system.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, the materials you said out there, you have quite a few different materials. But at the end of the day, the professional install from a team that knows how to do it. I see a lot of people out there putting up gutters. You can go on Craigslist, find different things. At the end of the day, safety is job number one with your team, not only making sure the house that you're working on is safe, but also no accidents for anyone involved.
Yes, that couldn't be any closer to the truth. We have to take safety seriously. We're on other people's properties. Last thing somebody wants to do is hear an ambulance coming up the road because somebody wasn't doing something properly. And safety, we're a team around here. We're a family around here. We all love each other and we all look out for each other. We are a very safety-oriented business practice.
Excellent. As I look up on the walls here, I see basically you guys are able to service all the way from Fort Collins. It looks all the way down to Colorado Springs, all along the Front Range. If somebody out there needs to get an estimate done, what do? Give you a call, contact you online, and what basically is going to happen then?
Give us a call, jump online, just as you had said. We're here to answer the phones, take phone calls, set appointments, and get the job done.
Excellent. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look at the different types of material they work with out there. We're talking about these are the seamless gutter professionals that service all of Colorado. You can also take a look at the really the testimonials. I mean, in this day and age, when basically reviews are the new word of mouth, just go out there and you can find many places where you're going to find these guys, be it Yelp, be it Angie's List, across the board on Google. Check it out. That's the bottom line. A lot of amateurs out there doing this job basically on your house. This is something that basically will help protect your house for years to come. Not only that, but much more convenient when the water is going in a direction that you want it to go. Check them out there. You can also, right there online, fill out the form and they will set up a consultation. That is a free consultation where they'll come out and find out exactly what it is that they need to do. Let me ask you lastly, Chad, like you say, you service Colorado, you live in Colorado, you work here. Has this been rewarding for you? I mean, you've been doing this for some time, also with another company. Now you've branched out on your own. You have more control of the quality. You have more control of the service. Do you enjoy what you do?
It does more than work for me. I love what I do. I'm a metal worker. I'm a metal fabricator. Gutters is a huge portion of it. I live and breathe metal. That's what I do. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. I love meeting with people. I love providing a service. When I can sit in front of somebody and know that the service and the product that we are selling is untouchable, you know, it is the greatest product known to man, greatest product known to man. When I know that my team is behind me and that when I sell a product, a system, that they are truly going to get the best one, I have that confidence in my team. Excellent. I love what I do. I love meeting with people. I love talking about gutters. If you want to, after this is done, you and I can sit down. I will tell you all about gutters. And I'll tell you gutters even though you got a set last week.
I believe that fully. I noticed the warehouse behind me here. Obviously, this is a customized approach you take to gutters. You guys are able to do a lot right here. What about folks out there that actually need some metal work done? Is that something you provide as well?
That's what we do. And every day we are doing more. We are fabricating more. Our portfolio is constantly growing. That is, you know, I have gotten to the point where I have mastered gutters. You know, I am getting out there doing new things and just teaching myself new things. And
kind of nice to be staying on the cutting edge of gutters. You've seen, you've been in it for a long time, so you've seen some real changes and obviously some great improvements.
Oh yeah, we have brought great changes to the industry. We've brought them. We have set standards. We have been trailblazers in this business where we have set standards where people have followed, you know, soon after. We have seen the changes, and wow, how rewarding that is to be able to come into an industry and have such an influence on what's going on in this city. Again, very rewarding. I love what I do.
Absolutely. Once again, viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their contact information right there. These are the experts here in Colorado, serving the entire really state of Colorado. Give them a call. They're going to come out and find out what it is your house needs. And keep in mind, we've spoke a lot about residential, but these guys have the expertise to come out and do commercial jobs as well. You name it, large, tall buildings, regardless of the size, they're going to come in and find out what is the best for you, not only for the actual structure, but also for your budget. That is the Precision Seamless Gutters, located right here in Arvada, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.